Hello, my twinnies. It's your favorite Twinful twin, Tasha. And I thought that now would be a great time to share a little bit more with you about the twin grief path and why it feels so turbulent to us. I've been doing some more research and some more studies, and I found out that a big part of why the grief path for a twin seems so much more powerful or overwhelming than some other elements of grief or other relationships that we face grief in is because of the biochemical bond that we have with our twins. Because we came into this physical experience sharing the womb, we have a very strong biochemical bond, and it goes beyond just the body. It's how our brain is wired, and there is a synchronicity with our brain and how it functions between us and our twin. And so when we face the loss of our twin, there's this element of synchronicity that we had through that gestation period that clearly is lost. Well, the reason why it's so much more impactful for us as twins is because I've talked about the 3 different layers to the brain, about the lower brain, the middle brain, and the upper brain, and that even through in the very beginning of the lower brain development, we had another physical being in the womb with us. So as that part of our brain was being wired, how we breathe and all of these natural functions that happen, it was created at the same time as this other being. One of the things that was shared with me recently, actually about a year ago, from Joe's mama, was an image of a wave, and she said that the stronger your relationship was with the person that passed away, the more challenging your grief cycle will be. The stronger the bond that you had with whoever it was that passed away, the more difficult it will be to transcend that grief experience and change how you navigate without that person in the physical. So part of the reason why that is, again, when we go back to the 3 layers of the brain, is because that relationship touched an element of your brain, went below, beyond the cognitive reasoning and just the niceties that we experience, and touched us at a very emotional level. And the reason why, even when we're with our significant other or someone that is super, super, super important to us, that makes us laugh, or that we're really, really bonded with, and it's almost like they read your mind, or they impact you in a super, super positive way, it can go all the way to the point where it makes your heart race faster. It makes, it changes the biochemistry in your body. And so they impact you on a much deeper level. And so our brain ends up getting wired through this relationship, this exchange of energy with someone that ultimately impacts us on a much deeper level. So those folks that you don't have that super intense relationship, or those moments where you're touched at an emotional level, or even where your body is impacted by that interaction, when they pass away, it's not as big of a deal. It doesn't impact us, and it doesn't impact our brain in a way where we actually have to go through the rewiring process. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I do suggest you go to my Twinful Twin Tasha page and go to my video library and look up the 3 brain video. It will give you the foundation for this conversation. to help you understand how our brain is originally wired as we go through gestation. And then I'm hopeful that this message will provide a little bit more clarity about why the twin bond and the ultimate passing of a twin is so much more significant than some other relationships. And it goes beyond just the fact that you shared the womb. It is because of the way your brain was wired through that experience and how that relationship was developed. I want to make sure that I clarify that it doesn't diminish the experience of other folks who've lost a loved one in a tragic way, or the loss of a parent, the loss of a child, the loss of a spouse. There's all these really, really significant relationships, and I think it's super important to understand that it doesn't mean that their grief is any less or any I don't want to minimize those experiences that folks have. I think what I'm trying to do is clarify why the twin experience is different, and that's okay. That it really is okay that because we shared the womb and because we are biochemically in sync with our twin and because our brains were literally wired together, okay? I mean, essentially that's what happens. That it's okay that our grief experience is different. And if you have loved ones in your life that aren't familiar or don't seem to understand why you're struggling so much, then please share the 3-brain video, share this video, let them know that there's information out there to help them understand why you're struggling at the level that you are. So anyways, keep in mind about the sine wave. The more attached you are to someone, the harder it is to kind of progress forward. And then again, that's totally okay. That's part of the process. Don't feel guilty if you've lost someone that you're not as bonded to and it doesn't seem to be impacting you as much. It's okay. It's okay. Give yourself permission to discover what it is about yourself that you're meant to discover through your journey. Don't compare it to other people's because that's not their journey. It's yours. Give yourself permission to discover what it is you're supposed to discover about yourself and the loved ones that are around you, and give yourself that opportunity to expand your awareness and your consciousness of what it is that you're going through. And know that I love you. I do. I love all of you. I think being a twin is fantastic. And I'm super excited to be a part of the twin community and hope that these messages that I share with you folks encourage you on your journey. Speaking of journeys, I need to start making more tie blankets. Gotta get on that. And I'm heading to Southern California here after Christmas. So for those of you who've seen my message about Southern California on the Twinless Twin Support Group International page, please let me know if you would like to get together in those dates that I'm down there. We need to add more hugs to our hug journey. And I need to tie blankets. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great night. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. I really appreciate it. Goodbye.